Hey everyone, this is not the Zelda video I had originally planned. That one is definitely still coming, but it requires more work and it's gonna be more lighthearted and fun. Now this is also gonna be fun for me because this is something I really have to get off my chest. This video is gonna have, I predict, a lot of dislikes. Dislikes due to timeline purists, people who live by and die by the fucking Zelda timeline, and people who just can't handle somebody else's opinion. But there is no opinion to be had here. Like I said, this video is going to be so much fun. I always say there's nothing more fun than talking about shit you love more than anything in the world. I grew up with the Zelda franchise. Ever since I was like 4 years old, 3-4 years old, when I started gaming holding a NES controller in my hand. The original Legend of Zelda is one of the first games I ever finished in my life. I love the games. At every subsequent release, I played the game upon release, played through it. I love these games to death. I have a big Zelda collection. I just love this franchise so much. It's unfucking believable. As a Zelda fan, there's always one huge question. Are you for or against the timeline? And people like me who are so dead set against a Zelda timeline, I think we're very few. A lot of Zelda fans that believe in this timeline, they're a lot younger, first of all. And while this is not always the case, these people can't understand reason. They don't even want to hear your side of the story. Like me right now. Because like I said, there's no opinion to be had here. Let's get one thing straight. The Hyrule Historia Zelda timeline was just put together quickly to stop the pestering of annoying fucking fans that kept saying, Nintendo, what's the Zelda timeline? Where does this game go? Where does this game go? Nintendo pretended they had some kind of safe or something where the original timeline was in. There was no such thing. They never had a timeline. They threw this shit together because people are fucking annoying these days. Like the people bothering Kamiya for Bayonetta and Smash and all that shit. Gamers today are fucking crazy. And no offense to the young people out there, but the young people especially are fucking crazy. Now, yeah. There are obvious sequels. I'm not denying that. It is obvious when it's mentioned in the game itself that the games are meant to be together. When you have Ocarina of Time, which is directly followed by Majora's Mask, or when you have Ocarina of Time mentioned in The Wind Waker as the ultimate lore, with Link being the new reincarnation as a different hero, and then you have Phantom Hourglass, which is a direct sequel to that again. And you have the obvious, like the first Zelda and Adventure of Link, which is a direct sequel to that. There are obvious sequels, I'm not denying that. But don't bring this shit to me like, no, you know, this goes here because then this is here and Skyward Sword is here, but not in this way, because if Link dies it goes this way, but this detail is different. It doesn't fucking work like that. It doesn't. And people who believe so firmly in this timeline, they don't just believe in a timeline where all the games are. No. Because no, you can't count the CDI games because no, they're not officially made by Nintendo. Or no, you can't count these add-ons. Or this event in this game can't happen because else it doesn't fit here. Come on, fuck off with all that shit. When you seriously take the time to think about it, there is no official timeline. Now, for those of you that are for the timeline but haven't hit the dislike button yet, let me bring it this way to you. Do you honestly believe that Nintendo will limit their creativity, that they will limit themselves when they're creating a new Zelda? You think they're sitting there behind the desk like, okay, well we can't have Link do this because it doesn't fit on this timeline we put together here. This event really can't happen because then this won't happen. Maybe we should remove this from the game. That really doesn't... Seriously. You think Nintendo will limit their own creativity? It doesn't work like that. The way it goes is they create a game, a new Zelda game, a brand new Zelda game out of scratch. They might use an element here, an enemy there, a little detail from the lore there, which could be reapplied and used in a different way. They might build this whole world, and once it's done, you know, just to satisfy annoying people like you, sorry, but seriously, annoying people like you, they just take a dart, they throw the dart on the fucking timeline, okay, well let's put it there, let's build them some random excuse. They won't stop the build of a game or build a Zelda around the timeline. No! I have to admit one thing. Hyrule Warriors is actually your ultimate answer. If anything, Hyrule Warriors, with their build of separate dimensions breaking open into one storyline, that was actually pretty fucking good and I really enjoyed that. But when you take the entire Zelda universe, there is no one straight line with event and event, and then people are gonna bring, yeah, but in this game he lives and in this game he dies, so if he dies in this game, this timeline gets bored. No. No. When you start trying to put every single Zelda game on one timeline, what you have to do in order to accomplish this, it just at one point it will just stop making sense. More games will be released, more details, you're trying to puzzle the shit together, trying to figure out where it goes on this timeline, and it will stop being fun. Some people see the fun in doing this, but in the end you cannot, because there is no real timeline. What you are doing is picking the games apart, destroying what they were meant to do as a kid. They were meant to give you this incredible adventure, to live this life of fantasy, and then when the game was over and a while later a new game was released, you got this whole different experience, a whole different adventure with some of these elements you grew to love. Trying to make sense out of the Legend of Zelda franchise in one single timeline is just as stupid as trying to make a timeline out of the Final Fantasy series. You cannot honestly believe that this is possible. Incidentally, I tried doing that for fun, you know, just to spite the Zelda timeline people, doing it with the Final Fantasy timeline, and I actually will be making a video about it at one point. But that's just for fun, you know, because like I said, it is impossible. You cannot do this, and you cannot honestly believe that this is how the series, the franchise works. What you are doing is you are taking the legend out of Zelda. And now the new game is gonna come out. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be an amazing new adventure. And already people are trying to put it in a timeline, considering you saw this robotic Celtic creature and people are like, oh, that's kinda the same shit that happened in Skyward Sword with this, and then this should happen. And no, you're gonna expect things from the game. You'll be playing the game and everything that happens, you'll be thinking, well, this doesn't really make sense. How can this actually happen? And you know why it can't happen? Because it can't happen. You cannot make a timeline out of the Legend of Zelda franchise because there is none. Certain games are connected. Certain elements are reused. But when it comes down to it, there is no Zelda timeline. It was thrown together to stop people from bothering Nintendo, which was quite smart. But it created this whole aura of people trying to put everything on this timeline. And yeah, what's written in the Haru Historia. It's like, I can't believe people can't see it. It was just made to shut you up. There is nothing, no sense to be made out of these. These games do not all connect. And then, like I said, when you're trying to connect it, you're gonna leave out certain things because they don't suit you. You know why you're leaving out the CDI games? You know why you're leaving out certain elements? Because it doesn't fit on a Zelda timeline. Give us back our legends. Stay real.